Hey artists, it's Kayla. Today I'm demonstrating the acrylic layering and texture techniques from last video, so you'll be ready to practice on your own. Let's get layering. In this demonstration, I'll model how to create an acrylic wash and apply wet on dry layering techniques to build implied and actual texture. For now, your role is to observe the full process from start to finish. After the video, you'll prepare your acrylic wash and allow time for it to dry completely. On day 2, you'll return to build your layers and textures right on top. You can rewatch this video at any time for guidance as you work. Before I begin painting, it's important to prepare myself, my workspace, and my supplies so everything is protected and within reach. I'm wearing a smock to protect my clothing, and my workspace is covered with newspaper to protect the surface. The supplies needed for this lesson are acrylic paints, a palette, paint brushes. You can use any brushes you have available, but I'll be using a medium and large flat brush and a medium round brush. You'll also need a canvas, a water cup, paper towels, and a palette knife, though this tool is optional. Now that I have everything ready, I can begin creating my acrylic wash. To create the acrylic wash, I'm squeezing some paint onto my palette. I'm using a larger flat brush so I can cover the surface quickly and more evenly. I'll dip my brush into the water and mix it into the paint until it becomes smooth and spreadable, more like milk than toothpaste. I can adjust the consistency here by adding a bit more water or paint if needed. Now I'm loading my brush and applying the wash using long, even strokes. Because canvas isn't as absorbent as watercolor paper, the paint might sit on the surface at first, so I'll lightly work my brush into the canvas to help settle in the wash. Once covered, I'll glide my brush across the canvas to smooth everything out before it begins to dry. A wash like this usually takes 10 to 15 minutes to fully dry, depending on how much water was used and how evenly it was applied. So be patient. A fully dry wash makes layering much easier. Now that my wash is fully dry, I can begin wet on dry layering right on top. I'm squeezing a small amount of paint onto my palette and then lightly dipping just the tip of my brush into water before mixing it in. This small amount of water helps soften the paint so it spreads more smoothly. I'll paint a yellow square using the straight edge of my flat brush for clean edges. Then I'll fill it in so the coverage is consistent. I'll repeat this process using blue paint, but before switching colors, I need to rinse my brush thoroughly in water and check for cleanliness on my paper towel. Notice how the blue appears more opaque, while the yellow looks more transparent. Lighter colors often need extra layers for fuller coverage, so I'll add an extra thin layer of yellow paint on top. Since these layers have more paint, they'll take longer to dry, about 15 to 30 minutes. Before moving on, I can gently check the area with the most paint. If it feels sticky or lifts any color, it needs more time. But if not, I can continue. Dry brushing relies on the surface's natural texture. Unlike wet on dry layering, which uses a slightly damp brush, dry brushing requires both the surface and brush to be completely dry. I'm dipping just the tips of the bristles into the paint, then I'm wiping most of it off on a paper towel so it doesn't have tons of paint on it. I'll begin on the acrylic wash itself, lightly dragging the light strip of color from one side to the other. Now, as I drag the brush across the surface, the paint skips and catches on the raised texture of the canvas. I'll brush slightly over the yellow square so you can compare how the paint catches differently over the smoother painted area and the raised brush strokes underneath. Even though it looks raised, if you touch the paint, you would mostly feel the canvas underneath. That's implied texture. It creates the illusion of depth without building up thick paint. Because this dry brushing layer is very thin, it dries quickly, usually within a few minutes. Let's create actual texture, the kind you can feel. We'll use a technique called impasto, which builds physical height on a surface. I'm adding a bit more paint to my palette, more than I would for dry brushing. I'm scooping up enough paint to build height, but not so much that it pushes into the metal, which can damage the bristles over time. Instead of spreading the paint thinly, I'm pressing it onto the canvas and layering it in place. The paint is thick enough that it does not drip. Notice how it stays where I put it, and it forms raised ridges as I lift the brush away, creating gentle rounded mounds. Now I'll switch to a palette knife. A palette knife is not required, but it does create a different textural effect. This tool can hold more paint at once, but I still need to control the amount so it doesn't drip or make a mess. I'll spread it across the canvas, kind of like I'm frosting a cake. Because impasto is applied heavily, it often covers the colors underneath. Notice how the blue becomes less visible as the paint builds up. If you touched it right now, you would feel uneven ridges and swirls rising and dipping across the canvas. With a palette knife, those ridges become even more defined, forming sharper peaks and sculpted edges. This is actual texture. The paint physically sits above the canvas rather than just creating the illusion of depth. This texture technique can take several hours or even a full day to dry. Now it's your turn. Your skills practice is split into two parts. First, you'll create your acrylic wash, which will serve as your first base layer. Then, on day 2, you'll complete the second part by practicing your wet on dry layering, dry brushing, and impasto on top of your wash. Now, drying time is a big part of the painting process and a chance to practice patience. So take your time, experiment, and revisit this demonstration if you need a refresher. I'll see you soon.
Hey!